It's been a long road. I think a lot of us have been engaged in this topic for well over a decade, and yet I think we're starting to see some tangible steps. And as the ADT comes to the forefront, the ability to engage at the regional level, and ultimately the state level, but what we saw today is a lot of consensus building around regional models. And I thought that was a great dialogue within the groups today, where you saw groups in the upper Midwest, in the Northwest, in the Southeast, in the East, coalesce some of the things that they can do to work together, because we do have different models. The way animals move, the way the markets act in different parts of the country. I think everybody understands it's a little bit difficult, and when we tried to have one national system, that's where some of the road bumps came from. Now with this state-driven approach, and again this regionalization model that seems to be emerging from this meeting, I think we got a lot of cause for optimism.
It did seem like we started out talking about kind of reaching some kind of national standardization, but then as the discussion evolved, it seemed clear that some of these agreements between the neighboring states could make sense, and that's where most of the cattle that fall under this rule are marketed anyways, is kind of within regions.
Yeah, and I think Dr. Forshee from Alabama made a great statement. Commerce will go on. I mean, ultimately this system has to be interwoven with the needs of commerce to address not only the animal disease traceability, but to make sure the commerce doesn't stop. You never want to see a situation where regulations or rules start pulling back the market's ability to respond to what are natural market demands. And I think some of the dialogue today, again, leads me to see that path is becoming clearer and clearer to actually get a disease traceability system put in place, but also meet the needs of all the participants of that system. Globally, one of the realities we face as an ID supplier is we don't create the rules anywhere. So it is the construct, the structure of the program, whether it's a national mandatory ID scheme, whether it's a voluntary scheme, whether it's a program that ultimately helps a producer market his cattle for a premium that he's trying to win in the marketplace. We have to find the solutions in animal identification that helps our customers get where they want to go. In this instance, I think we're starting to understand that there's probably a lot of different technology that can help us in the first instance. As we move and as this evolves, then we're going to have to start understanding that there's hidden costs with every technology. And we have visual ID tags, we have electronic tags, we have a lot of different things. But if we go more simple on the first instance, collection of the ID, transposition errors and how they happen in the marketplace have a cost as well. Sometimes people look at, for example, radio frequency ID and say that's very expensive, but the infrastructure harvests that information very effectively, very efficiently, and the error rate is almost non-existent. So, there's a lot of balancing there, and again, markets evolve. We had Canada as a great example, started with a visual system, migrated to an RFID system, now they're moving towards a traceability system, and that took time. It took 15 years to get to where they are, and it's continuing to evolve. I think we're seeing great early steps that are putting us on a path that's going to be not Canada's system, not a European system, not Australia's system, but a system that works for the United States and all the diverse interests that we have. We're doing the right things for the U.S., and that's what it should be. Even the more mature ID markets where, Australia we talk about a lot, having a full traceability system, it takes time and it's continuing to evolve, and there's still people in that market that don't agree with certain elements, and the dialogue is good, it's healthy.